Back in 1944, the war in Europe was raging. Allied troops were pushing toward Germany, fighting through ruins. But behind the front lines, in the shadows, in the fields, there was another unit at work, not with guns, but with paint, sound, and lies. They called themselves the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, but history remembers them as the Ghost Army. It was a secret unit made up of artists, sound engineers, set designers, radio operators, and actors. They were recruited from art schools and Broadway theaters. These men weren't trained to kill, they were trained to deceive. Their mission? Tricked the German army into believing Allied forces were somewhere they weren't, to fake entire divisions, tanks, and invasions, to make the enemy chase phantoms while the real troops moved in silence. And so, armed with inflatable tanks, massive speakers, and buckets of paint, they began one of the strangest campaigns of the war. One day, a farmer in the French countryside might wake up to see a column of Sherman tanks rumbling past. But look closer. The tanks didn't leave tracks. They made no sound. Their barrels wobbled in the wind. They were balloons, lifelike inflatables, carefully painted to look real from the air. At night, soldiers would haul them across fields and position them just right for enemy reconnaissance planes to catch a glimpse. They carried giant speakers mounted on jeeps, capable of blasting recordings of tanks, trucks, and soldiers. Miles of sound effects, layered and looped, echoing through the forests. Meanwhile, radio operators sent false transmissions, imitating the chatter of real units. They even forged shoulder patches and held fake drills in towns, letting German spies spot them from afar. A single Ghost Army operation could involve 1,000 men, pretending to be 30,000. All smoke and mirrors. And it worked. In one operation near the Rhine River, they convinced the Germans that an entire division was preparing to cross, drawing enemy forces to the wrong place. Meanwhile, the real troops crossed elsewhere. Lives were saved by illusion. They conducted over 20 deception missions, many of them classified. They carried brushes, blueprints, phonographs, and nerves of steel. And they fought with imagination. They faded into history like true ghosts. The war ended. The tanks deflated. The sounds went quiet, and the army that never really existed vanished.